I'm going to walk you through the Steelcase Gesture Task Chair, because I know how easy it is to feel stuck between a cheap office chair that aches after a few hours, and a high-end model that looks great on the spec sheet, but ends up feeling like a gamble. If you're wondering whether the price tag actually translates into real-world comfort and durability, this is the kind of deep dive you need. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the hesitation most people have before hitting Add to Cart. You've probably heard the phrase ergonomic chair a lot, and you're right to question what that means in everyday use. Is the adjustability just a marketing gimmick, or does it really let you fine-tune the seat for a full day of video calls, spreadsheet crunching, and occasional standing desk swaps? With the Gesture, the answer hinges on two things: the synchronized seat back movement and the breadth of adjustments. In practice, the seat and back pivot together as you lean, which means you don't have to constantly readjust your lumbar support when you shift from typing to leaning back to think. For a remote worker who spends 8 to 10 hours at a desk, that can be the difference between a sore lower back and a neutral spine that feels supported. The chair's fabric is a 100% polyester weave, which is something I've seen in a few other premium office chairs. It isn't the ultra-breathable mesh you might find on a sports-oriented seat, but it does hold up well to everyday wear. In my own experience, polyester tends to resist staining from coffee spills better than softer fabrics, and it's less likely to pill after a few months of use. If you have kids or pets that occasionally wander into your home office, that durability can save you a few trips back to the store for a replacement cushion. One of the most practical strengths of the Gesture is the fully adjustable armrests. They move in height, width, depth, and even pivot to accommodate different desk heights, or a transition to a drafting table. I've seen a lot of reviews where users with multiple monitors appreciate the ability to swing the arms out of the way when they need extra desk space. For someone who switches between a standing desk and a seated position, those arms can be tucked close, then swung out again without having to pull the entire chair away. The seat depth adjustment is another feature that often gets overlooked in generic overviews. A deeper seat can be a blessing for taller folks who need more thigh support, while a shallower setting prevents the seat from sliding forward and putting pressure on the knees. In a real-world scenario, imagine you're a freelance writer who occasionally brings a laptop to a co-working space. The ability to quickly dial the seat depth in and out lets you adapt to a chair that might already have a different cushion thickness, keeping you comfortable without a permanent compromise. Now, let's balance those positives with some practical trade-offs. The chair ships ready to assemble, which sounds convenient until you pull the box out of the hallway and realize you need a decent amount of floor space and a screwdriver that can handle a torque-rated bolt. The assembly isn't overly complex, but it does take about 30 minutes if you're doing it solo. For anyone who isn't comfortable with a little DIY, that could feel like a hurdle, especially if you're buying the chair as a quick replacement for a broken office seat. Another point to consider is the hard floor casters. They are designed specifically for polished wood, tile, or concrete, and they roll smoothly on those surfaces. If your home office is carpeted, you'll notice a bit more drag, and the wheels can dig in slightly, making it harder to reposition the chair. Some users solve this by swapping in carpet-friendly casters, but that's an extra expense and a bit of a hassle. So if your workspace is mostly carpet, you might want to factor that into the total cost. The price of the Gesture sits in the premium range, which naturally raises the question: is it worth the investment compared to a mid-range ergonomic chair? The answer is personal, but the 12-year manufacturer warranty is a solid indicator that Steelcase expects the chair to survive the kind of 24/7 use you'd see in a bustling home office or a small startup's open-plan area. In practice, that warranty means you're covered for frame issues, seat mechanisms, and the adjustable components that tend to wear out over time. If you're the type of person who keeps the same chair for years and wants to avoid the replace every couple of years cycle, the long warranty adds a tangible value that you don't get with cheaper alternatives. Who should buy the Gesture? If you're a remote professional who spends most of your day seated, especially if you have back sensitivity or need a chair that adjusts to multiple work setups, this is a strong candidate. The synchronized movement, depth-adjustable seat, and highly customizable arms make it adaptable enough to grow.